You disingenuous snake in the fucking grass, moral fucking crusading little cunt. So, watching Shockofgod's "Come On Atheists, You Know Better" video. Now, I know, Shockofgod, and you know too, there are no atheists watching your video, or anybody of any other faith, who are looking at this and going, oh, he's right, he's right. Anyone with a brain in their heads is not watching this video going, oh, he's right, I agree, I agree, I agree. You know what, I'm 7 minutes in, and I'm fucking sick of it. Now, so far in this, you're talking about the evils of atheism. Let me point something out. Atheists, just like any other, is not just a single group of singular ideas. You cannot group the actions of one atheist into every other person and then saying, look, see what they're doing. Isn't that despicable? Isn't that evil? Isn't that just wrong? I mean, you can, but you'd be a douchebag. Now, I am a adamant watcher and fan of TJ, and I was shocked by some of his statements. I understood it was not exactly as people were trying to make it out to be, but still, I did not agree with what he was doing. I saw no real reason to attack the girl the way he did. I say attack, that would imply physically punching, but you know what I mean. But to look at that and say, look at the evils of atheism. That is not atheism. That is a single atheist. Singular. An atheist. If you're going to try to clump all atheists into one little tiny comfortable box for you to strawman, I'll do the same thing too. All Christians are rapists, pedophiles, who will, if they don't get their way, slaughter anyone in their sight to spread their religion. Does that sound good? See how I just put all Christians into a little box, you know? Because, of course, if a Catholic priest is molesting a little boy, that must mean every single Christian is a pedophile and a child molester. I mean, that just makes sense, right? Makes sense to me. You know, they had the Crusades way back in the day. That means that Christians will do anything in their power to spread their religion, even if it's by the tip of a sword. Sounds good to me. Just gonna put them all in the box. Shockofgod, you fucking know better. And if you don't know better, then I pity you. Also, I ran into a little part where you were saying Dawkins said there is no objective morality. Everything is subjective, and atheists think that there is no meaning to life. And it's like, no. There is no meaning to life. There really isn't. There is no objective meaning to life. Life is what you make it, as cliche as that sounds. Life is what you decide to make it. And no, I do not believe there is any objective morality. I think that it is all subjective. However, I also think humanity has instinctually built in them a set, I don't want to say morals, but a mindset for the common good that can be shaken and it can be torn apart, but it's there. You know, I hear this argument, I've heard it from you, I've heard it from all sorts of little Christians. Let's just put that in the fucking tiny box too. And you guys say, yeah, well, if there's no objective morality, then you guys could do anything you want. You don't have anybody to have telling you what to do. You know what? If you look at that statement, then that means that you, and every other Christian that tries to use that statement, the only thing keeping you from killing somebody in cold blood is God. Is that the only thing keeping you from killing people? Is the thought that God will be angry and send you to hell for breaking His rules? Is that the only thing that keeps you in line? Is the fear of hell? You know what keeps me in line? What's keeping me from killing people is my want for the common good. I don't want people to fuck with my life. Just like people don't want me to fuck with their lives. Do unto others. A lot of people try to say Jesus was the first one to say that. He wasn't. That was just kind of a common phrase back then. And Jesus seems to solidify it in stone in that little book of his. But I don't have the fear I will burn for an eternity. I don't have a magical sky daddy telling me if I do something, he's going to be angry. What I have is my brain, that's it. That's what keeps me from killing people, using my brain. That's what keeps me from going to the store with a gun and shooting everybody, or going to the store and robbing the place, or going down a fucking alleyway to assault somebody. And you seem to use the word subjective as if that's an evil little word that means that anybody can do anything. Subjective is just the label. When you don't think that there's objective morality and it's all subjective, that does not mean that everybody and everything can do whatever the fuck it wants. That's not how it goes. And another fucking snake in the grass piece of bullshit that you pulled out of your ass was that no, all the atheists supported him supporting the rapist. First of all, he wasn't supporting the rapist. What his statements were was making fun of trigger words. I would not have gone down that road. I do not agree. As an atheist, I do not agree with what he was saying. There are many atheists on YouTube who were not backing him up on that. You link Coughlin616 video, one of Coughlin's 616 videos down there in the bar. Coughlin didn't fucking agree with what he said either, you fucking pretentious little fucking snake! You know, one thing you harp on in almost every single one of your videos is you used to be an atheist, but it just didn't make sense to you. There is no truth there. I couldn't do it anymore because I wanted truth. You don't want truth. Every single one of your videos is filled to the brim with lies, deceit, slander, and a bunch of other mean words. You don't want truth. You want what's easy. You want something that's easy to understand. You want something that's easy to defend. Because you don't want truth. Truth is too hard for you. Truth is too much work. And if you can't get any of this through your head, then I pity you. Really, truly, I do. It's Fox here 92. Peace out.